Present.
Okay. Do we have anything for public hearing? We have nothing for public forum. Next on the agenda is the approval of minutes. Everyone has a copy of the minutes from our public hearing and our regular meeting on July 19th. Does anyone have any corrections, additions, deletions? If not, could I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. We have no communications?
Nope. We have one. Jack's letter.
Oh, okay.
I did that.
Ann, you want to read it?
Dear Board of Trustees, this correspondence is to notify you of my intention to retire as treasurer of the Village of Green Island as of September 30th, 2021. Per instructions from the New York State Retirement System, I have to terminate employment at least a day before my official retirement, which is September 29th, 2021. I will not work on September 29th, 2021. When I came here 20 years ago, I thought I would be here about 2 years. I guess I liked it so much and I decided, with your permission, to stay on for a while. The main reason I wanted to stay was the people who are employed by the village. They are a great bunch and I have enjoyed every minute I have been here. I am 75 years old and I want to make sure my wife Marge is covered by the New York State retirement plan in case of my death. With your permission, I will continue to work after retirement, can do so once I reach 65 years old in any capacity that I may be of assistance. Please let me know if you require any other documents from me. Sincerely, John McNulty.
He did only think he was going to stay for 2 years. But I didn't make him make the 30-year requirement like I did with Ann and everybody else. So could I ask for a motion to accept Jack's resignation with regret?
I'll make the motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. And just so the board knows, Michelle's been working very closely with Jack for quite some time now. He is still going to stay on for just part-time for a while until we figure out what we're going to do. But Michelle has done a terrific job of catching on to everything that's there. And you know, even when Jack took this job, there wasn't all the reports and everything else that's required now. So it's really turned into you could have 2 people in there working on it. And so kudos to Michelle and thanks to Jack for doing all the work he's done all these years. Next is consideration of an appointment. We're looking to appoint Chief Joe Fod from Cohoes, Fire Chief, to work here in Green Island as our chief. As you all know, Matt had a medical issue in January and he's been out since then. He's still trying to get clearance to come back full-time as a firefighter, and we're just waiting on that one. We don't know yet, but he has come back part-time to do the administrative work, but he really wants to be a firefighter, but he's agreed to stay on as assistant chief for the day-to-day operations here. And Maggie and I went up and talked to Mayor Keeler about the possibility if we could share their fire chief, and he said he thought it would be very possible. At the time Chief Fod was away at a convention, the mayor called him and he said he'd be happy to give it a shot. So I think this will work out very well. Our guys used to train with Cohoes, and Bob can tell you that, for a long time, and it kind of fell by the wayside. But I'm really concerned about our guys having the proper training when the inspectors come in to check and make sure that it's all documented. So we have a great bunch of guys there, and I think Chief Fod would be a great asset to us. And we sent a notice out to the firefighters, and we had a meeting here this morning with Chief Fod and the assistant chief, and just explain to them what we're trying to do. Pretty much the day-to-day operations are going to work the same way that they are right now, but we're really asking everybody to step up a little. You know, things have become a little bit lax in some things, and you know, we got a couple of guys there that went above and beyond while Matt was out. We went to Scott Mahar and asked him to take over the administrative duties, and he really didn't want to do it, but he did it. Maggie was a great help to him, and even Matt said this morning that Scott did a great job, but Scott was very happy when Matt was coming back to do the administrative end of it. And the other one who really stepped up for us through this was Jordan. Matt just said he's just been amazing. He's done so many things, and he's a young guy, and you know, with Jordan, he'd never wanted to do anything but be a Green Island firefighter, I think, since he was 7 years old. So thank you to Scott and Jordan for stepping up on things. But the chief was great this morning here, talking to the guys, and gave them a chance to ask questions and everything else. So I think everybody's on board, and it'll work. But you know, it's tough. We don't have anybody reachable in our department right now to be chief. There's nobody even close to being able to do it. And you know, years ago you just appointed somebody chief. Well, now they have to go to flip school, and Bob could probably explain more about that. They have to go fire 1, fire 2, fire 3, I don't know, and
They
flip.
had a lot of prerequisites now.
Yeah. So it works out much better for a department our size, and we work all the time together with Cohoes. It works out better for a department our size to have someone who can be chief over both departments. At the moment, and this is good for our budget, Mayor Keeler said, for now, because I asked him about compensating, and he said, for now, let's just give it a trial for 3 months and see how it goes. If it goes okay, he said, then we'll work out monetarily how we can, you know, reimburse them, whether it be we pay Cohoes or if we actually put Chief Fod on our payroll so that he's protected if he got hurt here or anything. So those things are all in the works. But I really think this is going to work out well. I think our meeting went very well with the guys this morning. And everybody showed up but one. There was one that didn't come, and I was very disappointed. I'll say that on record. Mag, do you have anything to add with the mayor or Chief Fod?
No, I think it's going to be great, and I think the reception this morning was
They were
very
good,
well.
yeah, so.
So,
So we just wanted to fill everybody in, you know, on that. I think it's gonna work. I think it's gonna work out well, but like we said, if it either doesn't work out for Cohoes or it doesn't work out for us in 3 months, then we'll go for Plan B, and I don't know what the hell that would be. So I'm really hoping it works. And Joe Fod has got, he's probably got 50 years as a firefighter. He's really knowledgeable at what he does. So does anybody on the board have any questions?
He answered them. I had a couple, and he answered them, they just had to wait.
So if everybody is in agreement, could I have a motion to appoint Chief Joseph Fod as the chief of the Green Island Fire Department?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. I'll be more brief on the rest of the items. Next is the approval of claims. Everyone has a copy. Does anyone have any questions?
I've got a curiosity question. On page 6 of the general fund, the very last item there, thermal imager Fahrenheit.
We corrected
Yeah.
that. It was classified wrong. This was something that was in the budget. It's a piece of equipment for the fire department.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
it got classified somehow, because it's bought from the same place that they get clothing from.
Oh,
It got
okay.
classified wrong, and I brought it up to Maggie today. I said, I can't imagine that was in that category, and she went back and checked.
Okay.
But because it was the same company, it kind of.
So it kind of is what I think it is. It's
Thermal imaging
to tell
cameras.
if somebody's
Yeah.
in some,
Right.
okay.
yeah, that was a budget request that they had asked for.
And it
No
came in at a
problem.
lot less than what we had budgeted,
Yeah.
right?
Which was-
Just
yeah.
curious.
It's nicer. So
That's
yes,
it.
thank you.
Any other questions? If not, could I have a motion to pay the bills?
Make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next on the agenda is the police activity report. Everyone has a copy. Does anyone have any questions? If not, could I have a motion to accept?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is the fire department report. Everyone has a copy. Does anyone have any questions? If not, could I have a motion to accept?
Make motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is consideration of submittal of the monthly reports to the treasurer. Everyone has a copy. Does anyone have any questions? If not, could I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
Make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next on the agenda is corrections to the water and sewer billing. Everyone has a copy. Does anyone have any questions? It's all pretty straightforward, I think. If not, could I have a motion to make the corrections, adjustments?
Make motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is consideration of the monthly report by the Parking Violations Bureau. Everyone has a copy. Could I have a motion to accept?
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is consideration of authorizing the mayor to execute a memorandum of understanding with the Albany County Department of Public Works. I don't know, Mag, if you wanna.
Yeah, so this, actually is, last month we did the, public hearing and the authorization for the stop signs at Swan and John Street. So this is just, we reached out to Albany County's traffic control engineer to see if they would provide assistance, and they will, we just have to have an updated MOU, so that's basically what this is for.
We don't wanna just go stick a sign
Yeah.
any place. They come and
Tell
make
us
sure
where
that
to
we,
land. Yes.
where exactly to put it and everything, so. Does anyone have any questions? If not, could I have a motion to authorize me to sign the MOU?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is consideration of deeming the 2004 International 7600 truck as surplus property. Tony was asking for this to be,
Yes, this is the orange truck.
the pumpkin is
Yeah, the
going.
pumpkin. But because we got a new one, so the, for both 14 and 15, I'll do they're both, surplus vehicles. Each department has received a new truck, so we're just going to deem the old ones surplus and
Which is good,
Put 'em
because we
on-
don't need more things
Yeah.
on our insurance
put them on
policy.
Gov Deals, see if we can get some money for them.
Yeah. So first, I'll ask for a motion to deem the 2004 International surplus.
Make a motion.
I'll second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. And next, I'll ask for a motion to deem the 2006 Fire Department rescue truck as surplus.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is consideration of a budget amendment for the renewal of the capital projects Hudson Avenue ban. Everyone has a copy. Maggie, you wanna?
I'm actually gonna defer to Michelle on this one.
So last year, we did a $900,000 ban for the Hudson Avenue project. The project came in at just under 700,000, which was very nice, coming that much under. So the project is complete. We've submitted for the reimbursements. We're waiting on that. So what we have to do is pay the 200,000 down on the principal, and then we're gonna renew the 700,000.
Does anyone have any questions?
The reimbursements are just lagged because of I mean, we've
Everything's-
submitted for all of them, it's just taking much longer this time to get the money back.
I think a lot of people were just
Yeah.
using COVID
I know.
as an excuse for things. So could I have a motion, please?
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Do we have any other business? Maggie, you got anything else?
Nothing for me.
Our board forum, just a couple things. We've required now, since we opened up our office again, and I think all the other offices have opened, you must wear a mask when you come into any of our offices, any of our public buildings, even down at seniors or any place else. You must wear a mask. When you come in like we are and you distance, you can take it down if you want. For now. That may change where you can't take them down once you get in here, because this Delta thing, and somebody just told me, I think it was Matt told us
Yeah.
this morning, there's another variant that's out there that's supposed to be even worse. We need everybody to get vaccinated. That is the only way that we're gonna beat this thing. So if you have anyone you know, family, friends that aren't vaccinated, please urge them to get vaccinated, because our kids that are under 12 cannot get vaccinated, and we're really leaving them in danger. So we gotta do what we can do, and we have other people that are older or just immune compromised that can't get the vaccination either, so we need to do what we can do. We also, we have a letter that's gonna be going out, to all of our employees. Maggie just had it checked through Nikon to make sure that we were okay. We are going to mandate that every employee in the village of Green Island, and we may have to do it through the other boards, but if they're in our public buildings, everyone has to be vaccinated if they're gonna work here. And if for some reason someone has a religious reason or an autoimmune reason that they can't get it, it's gonna be very strict. Even if they're in the firehouse 24 hours, they're gonna have to wear their masks all the time. They're gonna have to take their temperature before they go in the building. They are going to have to get COVID tests on a regular basis. We can't, because we all know people with the vaccine are still getting this. Fortunately, not as bad, but we can't jeopardize everybody. And if you're not vaccinated and you get COVID, you don't get paid, correct?
No COVID time.
Right, so that might induce some people to do it. We are not gonna have a family day this year in September. We didn't have it last year because we were at the height of everything, and we just don't feel, I mean, at our concerts and everything, we've been able, everybody's well-trained and they really follow the rules, but that's gonna be a lot of other people coming in. There's really no way for us to keep everybody safe. I'm concerned about it because once the kids go back to school, I think we're gonna see a spike in everything too, so. We're gonna forego our family day this year. And we talked to you last week or last month about the issues that we've been having in the park, and Maggie's instituted this form that's filled out, and several kids have been taken out, and the police get a report of it, parents get a report of it, so it's seems to be working.
It is working,
The
yeah.
system's working.
Right.
We already have somebody who's on their second one, strike two, so, and he wasn't even finished with strike one yet,
Right.
so, and if you get strike three, you can't go in the park at all, so, there isn't anything we can do with minors, and there was one offense that happened that I still think there should have been able to be some kind of police action, but the police assure us they can't do anything with a minor. So we have to do something. We have to take away privileges. We've got to do something. We've got to get the message out that this is unacceptable behavior. So, Mag's plan is working out pretty good, so.
Yeah, we have probably a handful that have had their first offense, and we've only had one on round 2. So once their first offense, you know, they've kind of, you know, learned their lesson. I don't know. Haven't been a repeat, just as.
But just so you know, the first offense, they took a picture of what they were doing and posted it.
Yeah. They're not the smartest,
So
Are
it's
you
not
getting
too
any
hard to.
crooks we have.
Are you getting reaction from mom and dad or whomever?
We've had, a copy of the report goes to the police department and gets sent to the parent, and we hand deliver it.
Mhm.
And so far, knock on wood, we've had parental support. We have
Okay.
one that has questioned quite a bit about procedures, not that she agrees or disagrees, but a little pushback, but for the most part, they've been on board. They've been on board, yes.
So,
I think once they see, there's a line on it that just says, been served by the police department by who, and then I sign that, you know, that lets them know, that the police know, like everyone knows at this point, that your kid was involved, so.
Yeah, but if mom and dad are ignoring it, then.
Exactly.
You know.
yeah.
Right.
We're spinning our wheels, but
Right.
we still have to get the message to the other kids that this is unacceptable. We're not gonna tolerate this.
Yeah, okay.
So
No.
it's,
No argument.
whether the parents support us or not, I feel
Yeah.
very strongly that what Maggie's doing is the right thing to do, so. Does anybody on the board have anything they wanna talk about?
Hit all the bases for me.
All right, our next meeting is Monday, September 20th. Could I have a motion to adjourn?
Make that motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Thank you.
It's already done. That was the road.
Oh.